Well, hello and welcome. This is the House of Math, Crouton Ramon's House of Math, and we are going to derive the quadratic equation very quickly. On the other side of this page, I'm going to show you, with much more explanation, three different ways to derive the quadratic equation, so that you know more than this. When I was in high school, all I knew was that x was the same thing. Magically, if I had ax squared plus bx plus c, in other words, some x squareds, some x's, and some units, and I set it equal to 0, that would mean I could solve this thing, and it was like magic, that that would be the same thing as negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Simple, right? Okay, well, how do we get from there to there? Well, let me show you very quickly how we get from there to there. And like I said, on the other side, we'll talk about the hows and the whys, and using base 10 blocks to make these concepts clear, and visualizing it and so forth, not just using symbols. But here I'll just show you symbols. All right, so let's start. Yes, it's good. X squared plus bx plus c is the same thing as 0. Well, what's the first thing I'm going to do? Oh, that's no fun. Okay, and if I divide 0 by a, I can divide 0 by a, but I still just, 0, 0, 0, because it doesn't matter. All right, so now I wind up with 1. So now I just have x squared plus bx over a. And you know what? I'm going to get this. You're going to walk across the equal sign and become negative. No, you won't. So we'll make this negative c over a, because this 0 right over here is a, well, actually, like I said, we'll explain more of that on the other side. Okay, so now, what do I have to do? Well, complete the square. Why? Well, because of that. Okay, so if I complete the square, I'm just going to take, and I've played all these games, and I know with my blocks, I know exactly what's happening here, but I'm going to show you with symbols, is I'm going to have b over 2a squared. Well, now I have to add, and I'm going to do it over here, b squared over 4a squared. I just did that here. So here I wrote it like that, and here, okay. So now what? Well, now we're going to have x squared plus bx over a, and this is b over 2a squared. I'm going to take the square root of that in just a minute. That's going to be super easy. And then, let's see here. Well, I got to add these guys together. So I need a common denominator. Like I said, if all you know is to multiply this by this and this by that and that by that, you're going to have a bad time in algebra. So here I show you very quickly and easily, we're just multiplying by 1, right? When I multiply by 1, I don't change it. Okay, so I'm going to wind up with b squared minus 4, I'm just going to put it in the other order, 4ac all over 4a squared. And you know what? Get the square root of that too. Okay, so now what do I have? Now I have x plus b over a, 2a. There you go. Because I took the square root of that, so that's all it is. Let's see here, and this is going to be plus or minus, and I don't want to, do I want to play with all this? No, I'm just going to leave it. So the square root of b squared minus 4ac, that's, just leave it there. And oh, but I can take the square root of that, which is 2a. Oh look, I have a common denominator. And see, I don't want to know about x, so all I have to do is x, and there's a 0 lurking over here, is the same thing as negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. How easy is that? Very, very easy, but I never saw this. I never saw any of this. I saw this and I saw this, and I left out all this stuff in between. Just memorize this. On the other side, I'm going to show you all about hero 0 and why it's completing the square and all of this, and multiple ways to do it, because here's one way to do it. This is a way to do it. This is not the way to do it. You could also multiply by 4. Why would you do that? Anyway, you'll see that there's 3 different videos on the other side, plus some bonuses for you that will help you understand, by the time you watch all of those videos, how to get from here to here and understand what you're doing. It's not just following the rules. It's logic and reasoning and using your math skills that you've learned elsewhere on this website to get from here to there. All right. Crouton Ramon's House of Math, thanks for your time.